Coming on early tonight. I'll surprise everybody. It has been a week because I was busy. Hey, Dawn! I was busy with the holidays. How are you doing? Hold on one second. I'm trying to share out to some other places. Give me a second. Copy link. And then my group. The only place that I seem to really not care for, I never really cared for Twitter. You know, I don't know why, but I just couldn't get into Twitter for some reason. I mean, I'm still on it. There's some people I like listening to, but I don't know. I just couldn't get into that platform. Here, let me get my live back up here. Yes, American Thanksgiving. So, okay, I'm caught up with sharing. Is that where you're at? I thought you were in America, Dawn. You didn't get your hug. Got to give you a hug. I like hugging people. Okay, so on that note, I have an old calendar. It's a little warped. Look like it may have been somewhere wet. I don't even know where this came from. It was on sale for like $1, and it's from 2018. But that's okay because we like the horses. At least I like the horses. Oh, you're in Canada. Is it cold up there? Is it Burr? Marla, how are you doing? We had a very busy holiday. Um, I used to do the whole meal, and then my daughter took over, and then my mother in law comes to her dinner now. So we kind of like advanced it. And so my daughter does all of it. Then my mother in law brings a couple dishes, and then me and I do all the pies. That's why I always do 4 pumpkin and 4 apple every year because there's like, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7 between my daughters and my grandkids. And then there's 8, 9, sometimes 10 and 11 between my mother in law if she brings my husband's siblings, and then us. So I always have 4 pies at my daughter's house because we all share it. And then I keep one of each back to my house, and then the other 2 pies, one of each, I send home with Mike's mom so that they can munch on it. Theirs, you know. Well, daughter was like, I got 4 pies of each. She ended up with 2 of each, 2 pumpkin and 2 apple. And I said, well, there's how many people in your household? You'll eat it all. But it was fun. I like bacon pies, and they turn out so. My apple pie was an accident. I was trying to make an online recipe. This is so funny. And it turned out wrong, but it is the best apple pie you'll ever eat. So I ended up keeping it as my pie now. And so every year they look forward to it. And I have an accidental cookie too. My accidents turn out to be the best food. And it's hysterical because these cookies I make are from scratch. And it's the texture. You know, if it's they're going to, you don't know what's going to happen unless the texture turns out just right, because it's not like an exact measurement. And it's so funny, Marta, because even the icing is not made with confection or sugar. It's made another way. But there's something about the combo. The icing by itself and the cookie by itself is blah, but mixing the two together, it is the most awesomest cookie you'll ever eat. and it's hysterical because I haven't made them in like 3 years because they are so time consuming. These cookies are rough. And my grandsons and my husband get mad at me every year. You never make your cookies anymore. I said, because they're very time consuming and it's hard. But and plus there's no guarantee they'll turn out. But my grandmother had this gingerbread cookie that the original recipe called for lard. And it's got coffee in it. I mean, this is like no other gingerbread cookie I've ever eaten, because most of the gingerbread cookies you get kind of like are snaps now, like they're a little hard, but these are like cake. They like fall apart in your mouth, but they're really dry. But they're so good dipped in coffee. But they're really like soft. It's a wild recipe. And I tried them one time because that's another hard recipe to make. And they turned out they were okay, but my grandmother did them better. But I think we always like our grandma's cookies better. I like the soft. The soft is really good, yes, with the icing. Hey, Sandy, there's my sassy Sandy. And there's Frosty. Hey, Frosty. Welcome in, you guys. I missed you guys for a week. With the bacon, I was just too tired. I didn't feel like doing my live the one night. And then Sandy, she hasn't been feeling good, so we didn't go live Friday. We were worn out. I'm telling you, Bake Week is rough, and she does more than I do. I don't know how she does it. My butt would have been worn out. But our families were well fed. We can say that, which is a good thing. And we're going to play with horses because I want to play in my horse journal a little bit tonight that Mousy Deb made me. So we are going to take an old 2019 calendar. Look at these horses. This was never open and it's a little warpy. But oh, look how pretty. So I don't care if the calendar's outdated because I'm going to be cutting it up anyways. Oh, look at that. Too bad that's not a black horse. If that was a pure black horse, it'd be perfect. I'm picky. I can't help it. I love all horses, don't get me wrong, but my favorites are black Friesians. I can't help it. There's something sleek about a black horse. I just think they're gorgeous, especially Friesians. Bridles, blah. I don't like them contained. Like I don't care if they're running around a barnyard, but I think the bridles just take away from their freedom. That's just my opinion. I like them when they're free. I want to go to Assateague Island. See more braid. What? They got halters on. So get it off of there. Oh, I like this one. Look, he's got snow spit. That's so pretty. That horse is pretty. I like the white mark on his face. And this here, oh my gosh, guys. I need to bring the pictures of my horse that I had when I was growing up because this is what he looked like. He was beautiful. He was part Arabian, part Appaloosa, and he had that soft baby fur, like gray fur, black mane and tail. His mane was way below his neck, and his tail was almost touching the bottom of his hooves. Oh my God, he was beautiful. I got pictures of him upstairs. Look how pretty. And I used to chase him around to get him to run, and I would get action shots of him cantering across the field. Oh God, I used to love taking pictures of him. Okay, so we're gonna rip the back page off. We're gonna start here with these little pictures. Let me get my hand in the scissors. Anybody know a good sharpener? Me and Tina were talking about it. I've been trying to find a really good scissor sharpener. I'm about ready to hit a hunting store because my scissors and knives are getting so dull. Yes, it's been so cold here too. It was like 21 degrees yesterday. Felt like 15. Oh, cold weather is definitely coming through. Marla, did you ever see the book The Deb Made Me? I don't know if you saw it. I think Dawn and them saw it. I've showed it on the stream before. I don't know. And I'm not mirrored. I'm actually a left-hander, so I'm going to look backwards. I'm always backwards. Hey, Brandon! Tennessee Fish Keeper. Oh, and I want to let you know, I got my Christmas cards ready. They're by the door to be mailed. So if I don't have your address and you want a Christmas card from me, you better email me. You email me and I will send you a Christmas card with your address. I already have Marla's and Brandon's and Sandy's and whoever else is in here by the door, ready to go. I filled out 60 cards. 60. That's how many cards I have going out this year. I love cards. I can't help it. I'm a Christmas card junkie. Even if you don't want one, you're getting one anyways. Where in the heck is my extra? I'm going to have to go through these bags. I had one down here. I don't know what I did with it. Hold on. I might have took it upstairs. I think I did. I need to start a new scrap bag. Hold on. Many plastic bags I have of theirs. Just give me a second here. Oh, that's got a hole in it. got a bag with a hole in it. Oh, well, it's going to take my scraps anyways. Okay, let me read the screen. Aw, well, that's so sweet. Hey, Gavin, long time no see. How have you been? I'm trying to grow my crafty styles to 1K. My dream was to have it to 1K by January 1st, but I don't think it's going to happen. It takes a while. And I know it's not about the numbers. I know the views are more important. But it seems like YouTube holds you back unless you have that freaking 1K, which is ridiculous. Because I know a lot of people that are getting good views, but they can't seem to get to the 1K. It's sad. It took me a year and a half to get this channel to 1K. Man. Yes. I actually do have my Christmas tree up, but it's not decorated yet. We put it up last night. Oh no, there's that CDC person. Watch out for him. He's ornery. Vintage. Vintage and mechanical. Man, that's a mouthful. Let me get Gavin up here. I'm trying to get people's names that comes into the channel to visit. I have your address. You're so funny, Brandon. I got yours. Hey, the Bud Files. Welcome in. Great. When I first started my channel a long time ago, I used to put up the heading of other people's channels that used to subscribe to me so that people would recognize it. Well, then I don't know if it was a rumor or something that went around because I was new. They told me not to put up I was told, we'll say this by a bigger YouTuber, not to put up other people's headings of their channels because it was copyright infringement type of thing, like playing their stuff. So I quit doing it. So what I decided to do, because Bud Files actually got me thinking about this because she does a really nice shout out of the channels. I don't know if it's who she subscribed to or who subscribed to her, but I miss doing shout outs for people because I think people deserve it. So what I decided to do is I'm going to start keeping a list of the people who have come to visit my lives in my comment sections, and you guys are going to get shout outs for it. And if I come into your channel and you're on my list, whether it's to watch a video, a short, a live, it doesn't matter. I'm also going to put the @ symbol in front of you guys' names because I feel you deserve it when you come to visit. I'm not doing it to all of my subscribers because there's people subscribed to me. I don't even know who they are. And they've never been to visit. So I'm just going to do the people that visit because I feel that if you take the time out to visit my channel, you deserve it. So that's what my new thing is going to be. But right now on my crafty styles, this is the part that bugs me. I know that but not everybody's going to follow you back that follows you, and I'm okay with that. You know, I've been on YouTube since 2017. I'm not new. But I'm following over 500 people, and I've only got 177 following me back. That's ridiculous. So I need to do a cleanup, because what a lot of people don't realize when they're new to YouTube is when you follow too many people too fast and you hurry up and you like follow 2,000 people and they're not following you back, you will get an error where or will block you from following people. It'll say you're following more people than what's helping you grow back. So they tell you to go through and delete, dead channels or whatever, or people maybe that's gone that have left. And then you can start regrowing again. But it takes you to delete like 10 people before you can follow one person back. On Tammy's Passions right now, I have not been able to subscribe to anybody for a month now because something happened and there was a brand account attached to this one. It was a mess up. I was trying to change the email and I hit something I shouldn't have. And I don't know what the heck Gmail did or Google did to my account, but it really screwed this up. It knocked out all my comments. I can't subscribe to people. I'm starting to get that error that I'm following too many people. It's not following me back on this channel. I deleted 10 dead accounts and still can't subscribe to anybody. So I don't know what they've done to this channel, but it's like stuck in limbo. I can't do anything. So and I'm talking every single comment I have ever made since 2017 is gone. I had to go back in old videos. People are talking to me and I'm not, because I talked to them and they're all gone. So I've had to go back and try to rebuild this channel. But this channel, I never wanted monetized. It's never been a secret I just don't. This channel was a hobby. It was to help me build my used bookstore. I made my money off of live sales and selling books, and I was making more money than YouTube could ever pay me. So I was doing good on this channel monetary wise myself. This is kind of like my channel to bring people, but I have my own way of making money. My crafty styles I would like to grow into monetization if possible. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. But that's the channel I would like to do more towards YouTube because it's more steady with the algorithm. So I want to see what happens with that channel. I don't know, because the way YouTube has been going lately. So let's just give you a heads up to where I am, but I got to get to 1K before I even think about monetization over there. And the grind is real. Trying to rebuild and start over a channel, it's been a job, let me tell you. I feel for new people coming in because it's not easy. If I was younger, that's what I tell Sandy. If I was like in my 20s or whatever, I think it would be easier. But when you're older, it's hard. I think it's rough to grow YouTube when you haven't been here. But it was funny because I was online before YouTube was even created, but I was too busy playing in Yahoo chat rooms. If I had been over here working YouTube, I probably wouldn't be in a better place. But yeah, I only use YouTube mainly for music. I didn't know that anybody could have YouTube. I thought you had to be like a real network channel on TV or famous. I didn't know just anybody could have a YouTube channel. But we only used it for music. When we played music in chat rooms, we would use YouTube music when we weren't chatting. So I've been a part of YouTube for a long time. I just never had an account on it. Because I've been on the web since 2001. So I don't know. To be honest, first time I probably listened to YouTube was probably like right when it started, but not as the dating app. When it started getting musicians in it, I would say it was pretty close to that time. After like Def Leppard and some of them people were on there because we played their rock songs in our chat room. Doing pretty good, Gavin. How are you? How's your gaming coming along? Gavin, I think we met on Whatnot, didn't we? Didn't we meet on a Whatnot? And then you came to YouTube, or we're already on YouTube. I don't remember. I thought we did. But YouTube was a dating started as a dating site. It was launched on Valentine's Day. It was called Tune In and Hook Up. It was based off of the dating site on Craigslist, of all places. And that's what it was about when it first started. And I didn't know that. I like researching how apps started. I didn't even realize Whatnot had been online for 10 years. I thought when I joined Whatnot, it was new, that it was a new app. But here it had been here a little while. I was like, wow. But I do think it's cool to learn about the places a person hangs out. I think it's awesome to do some studying. Well, that's good. Gavin's got a gaming channel. But when I go to someone's channel, even if it's so many hours long, I usually, if it's a gamer and they've been on for like 3 hours, I might watch your channel like an hour each day while I'm doing laundry or something, but I will get that 3 hours done. I always try to do a full watch when I go to someone's channel. So I know I put my time in when I do something like that. There was a gamer telling people to only watch 30 seconds or something. That's not helping a person that wants to be monetized with their hours. And maybe I'm crazy. Maybe, some people only give so much time, but I do the full watch. And that's probably why it's hard for me to get around to everybody's channel, but I do try. Yeah, I know it's how many people who give views, Brandon, but still YouTube makes it mandatory that you have to be at 1K unless you have a short that hits 1 million or something like that. I know they changed some of the rules, but you still have to be at 1K to get everything. Back when I started in 2017, if you got your 1K subscribers, you automatically got paid. There wasn't none of this 4,000 watch hour thing. And now they have, what is it, a short? If you make so much, you couldn't even have a community tab back when I started until you hit 1K. It is. But it's like, I don't have a short that's going to hit 1 million. Sorry, but it's not going to happen. I think they need to come down in the watch hours. If they really care about the people here, they shouldn't have a limit of watch hours. That's the part that I think is crazy, because they never had that when I started. I was at 500 subscribers when they made it mandatory for the 4,000. I wasn't at the 1K yet. And then by the time I got there, the 4,000 watch hours was already kicked in, and it's like, whatever. But the 4,000 watch hours is very important, because it doesn't matter what your numbers are if you don't get them. Because I know some YouTubers right now that are past that, you know, like 6,000 subs and that, and they don't have the watch time hours, so they're not going to be able to collect their money from YouTube. I don't know. I guess it's AdSense. I don't know. I never got paid, so I don't know. I don't know yet what that's all about. Ty would, though. That was the question that I had asked somebody if, hey, Newfoundland, how are you? Hey, Ty. If a person doesn't reach, okay, say they made it to monetization and they don't reach their 4K watch hours, do they lose their monetization and have to start over? Or are they just continually monetized, but they just don't get paid? I'm not sure how that works because I've never been there, so I can't answer those questions for some people who've asked me. My understanding is you had the super chat $ still there. You just didn't get paid by YouTube after you have reached monetization. I don't know if that's true or not, though. Yeah, but I thought you could still get super chatted. I thought once you were monetized, the $ never left the bottom right of your screen, Brandon. That you could still get super chats. You just didn't get paid by YouTube until you got your 4,000 hours back. I don't know. Like I said, I've never been monetized. I don't know. I don't know what happens. That once you've been monetized, Ty, and you get the $ for super chat, you know, down at the bottom. Okay, what if one time you don't make your 4K hours? Do you lose that button? Or do they still let you be super chatted, but you just lose your money being paid by YouTube was the question. I don't know what happens. Like I said, somebody asked me that. I go, I don't have a clue because I've never been monetized. So I don't know. Because another YouTuber said, you still keep the $ by your chat to be super chatted. You just don't get paid by YouTube until you reach your 4K hours again. Because I have known a couple people who were monetized for their first time and they didn't have the hours, but they weren't sure what happens. So I don't know. I don't have a clue. I don't know. I don't know, Brandon. I can answer some tech questions, but I don't know much about YouTube's monetization stuff. I do know that if it's AdSense, once you hit your 4K, you have to go and set up some kind of an AdSense account with a password or something. And that's where you get paid by the videos. That's the only thing I do know. I never really read up too much on the monetization part. So I don't have a clue. And then another YouTuber told me that when they refused to be monetized, when their time came, that if you refuse monetization, you can never pick it up once you refuse it. I just go by hearsay, but I rather have the facts because I really don't know. I won't find out until I go to refuse it for this channel because I don't want to monetize on this one. But like I said, my crafty styles. Okay, this is another question. If I would refuse monetization on this channel, would that affect my other channel? You know, like if they would go to ask me again and know that it's me on both channels, would that hurt my second channel because I refused my first? I don't know. Oh, that's crowd monetization. How interesting. 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours. You can get super chats and members. Interesting, Ty. I didn't know that. They definitely changed it. It used to be 1K subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. But that's for monetization part. Interesting. Hey, Tina. But if you have any questions about being monetized and what happens, Ty would be the one to ask. Because I don't know anything about it. Oh, interesting, Ty. Hey, Tina. Interesting. Very interesting tip. She's good with her tips. So they don't even let you review stuff. That's crazy. There's no refusing us. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. So, if you've been monetized and you don't get your 4K watch hours, Ty, for the AdSense, your channel will still have the $sign then for the super chats, but you just don't get paid. Like, you don't get it ripped away from you and have to start over. You're basically just on hold until you get your 4K watch hours again then. That's how I'm taking it. Interesting. I learn something new every day. Well, that's an interesting tip. Okay. So now that I got my horsey pictures cut, I'm going to gather these up. Move them over here a little bit. Let's see what ones. Not this one, not this one. I'm going to take those ones out already. That's the little one. So it leaves me these to choose from. Okay. Put this here. I don't know, Tina. That's crazy. I've heard of people losing watch time hours. There was a guy I was listening to in a stream. I can't remember what his follow number was, but he's been paid for a little while now. And he went to Twitter, aka X, and he left a message on YouTube that they didn't like because he said, "Why are you doing that to me?" The same thing you just asked. Why are you taking away watch hours when I've been keeping track and this is what I had? And he said YouTube asked him to take the message down. And he says, "No, I'm not taking it down because you haven't answered me." So he's fighting with them on that platform. So I don't know what's going on, but I've heard of people losing watch hours. I don't know why. So Deb made this book for me, and this was a page I thought was cute. These are pictures I had glued on from another calendar. So I'm going to pick some random pictures and put it in this, because this is like a giant horse glue book she made and sent me in the mail. She surprised me for Christmas last year. I was like, yes, please. She's awesome. She doesn't have a YouTube channel. Mousy Deb doesn't, but she posts in Facebook groups, and oh, is she talented. Oh, she's a wonderful crafter. And another really good crafter that doesn't have a channel on here, and I don't know why they don't, because they are so great at the stuff they do, is Sharon Lombard. Oh, the stuff that woman makes. She donates it to the Defy auctions, and I have a few of her items, and oh, I just love her stuff. And I like this one. I think this picture's cute. So we're going to stick this in here too. Ask Ty, she'll tell you. Thank you, Ty. So when they do the watch time hours, Ty, does it start when your channel is monetized, or they have like a date? Like, does it go from January to January, or how do they even keep track of your watch hours? It's over, isn't 4K a period of a year, right? So you have to have it when, like, between January 1st and January 1st again. I don't even know when watch hours start. I've never had them on this channel. Even though I'm getting close to 3K, I have never had 4,000 watch hours. Ever. If I did, I wasn't paying attention, to be honest. I don't keep track. But like I said, I don't want this channel monetized anyways, but my crafty styles, I'm working on it. I'm going to really put a lot of grind into that channel next year. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But I'll try. One thing nice about being monetized is if you want to pay for StreamYard or Restream, you would have the money to do it, you know, because I know Restream, it's only like $16 a month. I would like to have, because I use Restream. I don't like StreamYard because their customer service was terrible to me. So I dropped them because I used to pay for them. But Restream, I like their setup better. I would like to be able to stream on here and Facebook once, you know, if I ever paid for it, but I haven't paid for it yet because they don't have a limited number of hours on Restream. You can use it as much as you want, and they don't bug you to pay for it. So, but I can only stream on YouTube, but it's unlimited hours. You open up more features as you pay for Restream. Yeah, my one granddaughter loves horses too, Ty. When she saw this book, she goes, Nina, I want one. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't make this one. Deb made it. But she did a fantastic job. She bought this chipboard binder from Hobby Lobby because she knows I love horses. I sent her a bunch. She likes my mice and she's Mousy Deb. And I sent her a happy mail, a couple happy mails. And she shocked me with this. Oh, me too. So this is what she did. It was a plain cover. And it says Inspire. She added all these extra features, this word page. And then you open it up and it's like different things she put in here. And I've been adding to it. This here is actually a beautiful fabric. I actually have that fabric somewhere. And she put a pocket in. I mean, it's got so much stuff that she put in this. It's unreal. This is the Sweet Sugar Belle bottles. I get them off of Amazon. You can get too big and too little. This is the silicone tip, but it's separate. This is actually an icing, a cake icing bottle. But one thing that I love about this, there's something about the silicone that your ink doesn't explode. Like here's my Fabri-Tac. Laurel did a video on Fabri-Tac in this because sometimes Fabri-Tac is very explosive because this is not water contained. It's got acetone in it, like your fingernail polish remover. This is great for fusion of fabric. If you're doing a journal and you're using fabrics, and that's what I love this for. But it evaporates fast because it's got acetone in it. This has got Aleene's tacky glue in it, but I only like the clear. I don't like the white that they have at the Dollar Tree. I like clear glue. But I love the tip of this. And usually I can just wipe across the Tina and it doesn't clog. But if it does, I have this that I bought off of another crafter. This is what you call a glue. They took and blinged out metal pins. This is a glue bottle decoration that you can poke through the tip so that your glue doesn't clog. So I have one of those in case that happens. But I haven't had that happen on the Sugar Belle. And I have one of these everywhere. In all my rooms, I would have to say my favorite crafting items are the Sugar Belle bottles for my glue. And I love these for fussy cutting, whatever you want to call it. I'm a left-hander, and I would suggest this for left-handers and right-handers because it's not like your scissors where you're limited. There's no holes that limit your thumbs. And sometimes I'll get scissors where they're too tight on my thumb or they're too big. And these have no limit. And I have like probably 6 pairs of these. I love these. And my left-handed granddaughter, she tried these for the first time and you should have seen her face. So she loves them too. And there's something about the freedom of cutting with them. I just really like them. And they get into little tiny places. But I wouldn't use them if you're just cutting like big pieces of paper. But anyways, she added extra pieces of paper in the envelope. I'm going to do a little flip through so Ty can see this. I love this book, Ty. She did an amazing job. And she just sent it to me as a gift. Excuse me. And she surprised me. And it was like, oh my gosh. I was dying when I opened this. I was so not expecting this. Here's the horsey. And she did a lot of this. The only things I've added, I added this doily with the button. She had this stuff already in here. Like a word card of moment. This is why crafters love stuff like this. And that's just a regular tag. And I love how she cut these pockets. And this was another piece. And she did this. Look how cute this is. She's got a butterfly. And then this is a tag inside of a tag. Magnify loving memories. I love the words that she picked for positivity. And then that looks like an Amy dip tag. Amy's always dyeing paper. She does a good job. And then this here came off of a blanket I bought for my granddaughter for Christmas. I got her a horse blanket at Walmart. This came off of that, so I cut it out and put it on here. And then this was from a adult coloring page. I added those. But all the paper Deb put in here. This looks like Tim Holtz paper. And then I did the stenciling of the butterflies. I have stencils and I was playing with paints. I think this was, I don't know if that could be Delusions because of Tina. Tina made me do it down there. She made me buy Delusions paint. And then this was a tag pocket that Deb put on here. Just pages, like book pages. I love how she layers. World of Possibilities. And she put a pocket. And then this was a pocket that I got from somebody's sale that I added in here so I could store stuff in there if I want to. And there's a bunch of empty pages I haven't played with yet. I added this out of a calendar. And these are pieces I got out of somebody's sale. It's really pretty. Floral with like little pearls in them. I just decorated around the horses. And then this was another paper out of a adult coloring book. And then she had that in there. But this is just, I love this book. It's like never ending. Another horse I cut out. And then she had this horse put in. And then here is an uptuck. And look how cute this is. I love when crafters surprise us. Not only with pockets, but this is a little piece of a calendar. But this is also a booklet. When you slide this off, look at the little pages. And these are cool because they're like leftover scraps that you could write stuff in or put more pictures on. That's looks like tea dyed or coffee dyed paper. And this is a signatured because it's tied in. And then she's got a folded piece. I love the little hidden spots that these crafters add into. This is kind of like some of the stuff I like doing in my journals. And then this here, I bought off of somebody's sale. It was a clipboard. It's a little clip. See, it was pre-made like this. I love these little clips. And it has a little chain. And that was already layered with a horse. So I added that in. And then there's another uptuck. And then this came out of a magazine. And this here I found, that was one of them notepads that you pick up. Then she put a fabric flip in here. This is what a fabric flip looks like. Where you can take, she did a messy one and I love it. A lot of crafters will put one at the top of a book and then underneath of it you have hidden stuff. And they call this fabric flips. And she took extra pieces and glued it in. And you can put something under it if you want to. I think that is so cool. She put like boho fabric. And then this here, I decoupaged a napkin. And then I stenciled over it on a book page and added a button. I had fun playing with that. And then these are different horse stencils. Or not stencils. Horse stamps that I have. So I stamped it. I play in here every once in a while. This was another pocket she made. And it's actually got a library card. I mean, you wouldn't believe the junk us crafters collect just to make this kind of stuff. And then this is actually I bought this at a craft online YouTube sale. I buy these off of other crafters. A crafter made these. These are Tim Holtz that they turn the paper into bookmarks. They added a key. Here's a little metal gear. Even metal gears in your workshop, guys, works perfect in this stuff. And then I stuck this in here because I thought it was cute. This is like a little glassine envelope that's been stamped. Looks like somebody made this, which they could have out of just regular, oh, what's it called, Tina? Not glassine paper. You pick it up, wax, like the wax paper, or like baking paper. I can't think of the name of it. That's what that is. And then she put this horse in. Then there's sunflower sticker. She made this out of the fabric. This is the fabric. I love this fabric. I think they had it at Joann's. She took a piece of, I don't know, it feels like chipboard or cardboard, and put something over it that looks like a ledger, and the fabric on the other side. Now, these are great. Some people make these to go inside of writing journals, because sometimes, you know, like when you make a homemade journal, sometimes it's bumpy. It'll have like things protruding. So when you go to write in it, you don't want it to hit that bump and then cause you to put a hole in your page. So some people will make these extra. So say I wanted to write on this, I just put this under the page to keep it to where it wouldn't rip the page if there was anything protruding. So I love that she did that. And then here is another pocket. This is a napkin. I could tell by feeling it that she decoupaged. And look at the layer. It's like a number, a page, a horse, a piece of lace. Just scrappy. It says make things happen. I love the scrappy. This is an envelope that she attached. Sometimes they do it with glue. Sometimes they sew them on. And then she's got a sneaky hidden spot right here with a piece of music and another ledger paper. And then over here, look at these little envelopes. Oh my gosh, I love this. There's actually a die that makes this. She took tickets and layered them. Gosh, back as a kid, carnival tickets I could have saved off the ground if I'd have known I was going to be into this. This is a coin envelope. And all this is layered and sewed. She's got this sewed together. And then look at the envelopes. This paper's got stamps already on it. But all these tiny envelopes were layered. And then here's a secret tuck spot up there. See how those are down here? She took teeny weeny little envelopes and layered them. Glassine bags, yes. But there's a roll of paper you can buy at the Dollar Tree and make them. And then this is the end of it. She put in this. I love this. You untie it. This is glued, or not glued, but sometimes you can glue them inside the book and then cover them. She's got this between the signature. And then this has got a pocket. It's like a hidden book inside. And then this is part of the napkin that she had used to decoupage. And then here's another back pocket. And then this ties together. It's like I said, I love the stuff that people make. Every crafter on here does something so different from the other. It amazes me. This is, I guess it's called a trifold. They have different names. I'm still not up to the lingo yet. I'm learning still. And then here's an envelope she made that has stuff here, and you turn it around and it's got stuff in the back of it. Like, plus there's stuff. More pictures in here. She left plenty of ephemera to play with. And then there's all this stuff. And then this is the back of it. She did a good job. So all I do is mess around in it every once in a while and add stuff. As a matter of fact, that would be pretty cute right there. Except I'm going to round it off a little bit. And then yes, could pull it up enough to tuck it in there. That'll work. So this is like a continual glue book. I don't know if this thing will ever be filled. Good night, Brandon. Thanks for stopping. That looks good there. Horses are just, ugh. I love always. But horses are just, they just have a special place. So there's a place right here. Let's see if I can put any of these here. Which one do I like the best? I like this one. I think what I'm going to do and I should have thought of it before I put the glue on it, but I'll make it work, is I'm going to take a book page. It's loose over here. I'm going to add this to the center. tear it down some. Glue this back to it since I tore it a little too far. That's okay. We have happy accidents. I'm going to turn this around. That looks pretty decent. And then I'm going to use ground espresso. This page is kind of flimsy. Grunge it up a little bit. And we're going to stick that right there. Normally when pages are weak like this in a book, I would double glue them together just to hold a little better. But this will work. We'll just leave this here. Fun times. Alrighty, Tina, you have a good one too. You guys have a good evening. I can't find my glue. I don't know what I did with my glue jar. I have a glue jar somewhere around here. And I like the Elmer's clear glue. I'll go down on the edges a little bit to hold this in place a little better. Since I didn't back it. But it happens. But this will hold it in place. That looks good. Move this over here. And I can always pick these papers up from Expedia at another time. And these here, what am I going to do with those? I could do these up the side. Like so. Put these in here. My dog was so sick here recently. I get her this really expensive dog food. It comes from a farm. And I think there was something wrong with one of the cans. And she had the worst upset stomach. I mean, we were running outside every 5 minutes. So I'm not going to feed her that food anymore. We're sticking with the kibble, but not the cans. I think some of that dog food that's in the cans is where the biggest recalls are. And I can't cook for her every day. But to get it to stop, I had to whip up some long grain white rice and chicken. And she had a cup in the morning, a cup at night, and a cup in the morning to get her bowels regulated. And now that she's back to normal, thank God, she's doing good. It was like having an infant. Oh, we were exhausted. Oh, me too, Ty. I'm telling you, I've had a heck of a time finding the right dog food for her since we got her. She just does not like the top of the line. She does not like the Blue Buffalo. And of course, I did a lot of reading about ingredients. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I went on and found a pet nutritionist on here. And she talked about the foods out there and what not to buy. And it's like, I swear every food on the market's junk. You know, you can't get any good food like at Walmart or any place like that. But what's weird is my dogs in the past, because, you know, they're saying that dogs aren't living as long as what they're supposed to. Yeah. And I remember growing up, dogs were tied outside, never allowed in the house, and they were fed what was on the table. And man, they took a licking. Seriously, those dogs took a licking and kept on ticking. Like they lived through anything. There was at one point, I remember my mom never fed our dogs bones, you know, like off the table, like chicken bones or anything like that. But I know people that did. If you even look at the old Mickey Mouse cartoons, they even had Pluto tied up in a doll box. That's what I always saw, because nobody in my family kept animals in the house. And all I know is my other dogs didn't seem to have the problem with food like she does. Of course, we had them. I can't remember what we fed our other dogs. I remember being a blue bag, but I can't remember the brand names. It's been a while, but it was just, I think it might have been Purina, but she wouldn't take to nothing. We kept Googling the best dog foods. We tried her on. One of her favorite treats was, she loved the Frosty Paws. Well, I think Walmart, because there's a vet that lives close, you know, not too far from me. That's what they give their dog for treats, the Frosty Paws, and it's in the ice cream section. She loves them. But something happened, and I think it thawed from when the trucks brought it into Walmart, I think it thawed and they refroze it. My gosh, was she sick. So I told Michael, I'm not trusting nothing anymore. But it's called Chewy's and Stella's, and that is not cheap. She gets a pate that one had chicken, one has duck, and one has lamb. I think it's the duck she doesn't like. One of them she doesn't like, but she loves chicken. So she can't eat any peanut butter because she's allergic to it. We found that out with peanut butter treats because she had these homemade dog bones. She had a reaction to that too. So we found out she was allergic to peanut butter. Peanut butter is like in every dog treat, seems like. So we found her a chicken type that she can have every once in a while. I think it was a Rachel Ray is what we ended up with. But all of these dog foods have meat byproducts. They don't tell you exactly what it is, but Stella's and Chewy's does. It's supposedly good for their joints, and it's not a huge conglomerate dog food. It's made off of a farm, a private farm. We tried that probiotic that you see all the time on Facebook, that girl that played in Grey's Anatomy. She runs a farm where they make everything fresh. She couldn't take to that. Something disagreed with her. And we're talking like the water runs every 5 minutes. I'm not kidding. It's exhausting because I don't have a backyard that's fenced in. I could just let her out the door. So every time she's got to go, we have to take her. And the first time it happened with her, because you're trying to read your animal's attitude, I couldn't understand. I told Michael, I said, why is she panting? We have air conditioning on. She hasn't walked and she's panting, and it was scaring me because there was no reason for her to pant. They always say that a dog pants to cool off. And I said, there's something not right with her, because I've raised her since she was a puppy. So I try to watch for signs. And plus I watch Zach a lot on YouTube that tells you things you can look, because they can't talk to you. Sometimes I wish she could talk to me. And she kept panting. Here she was trying to tell me she had to go to the bathroom. That's what her panting is. So now I know what it means. But this is just when her stomach's upset. But when she's got to run to go to the bathroom, she literally pants and runs to the door. That's how I know it's time to take her out. But I told Mike, I said, what the heck do people do that work and don't see when this stuff happens to their pets? You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't work a full-time job and have an animal like this because she has one of the most sensitive stomachs I have ever come across in a pet. Now, we've had cats in the house and had to deal with fur balls and stuff like that, them coughing and I had to do, they had this real thick molasses type stuff that you put on their paws. And the vet told me, well, they can't get it off their paw. They have to lick it off, and it helps with the fur ball treatment. It's almost like it helps them swallow where they don't puke. Well, that didn't work. When I put that on Heather's paw, she flipped her paw so fast, she splattered it all over the wall. And I told the vet that didn't work on my one cat. She splattered everywhere. She was not having it. She wasn't eating it. So we had to find a kitten treat that actually had the furball remedy in it in order to regulate the cats. But they're way more self-sufficient than dogs are. I find that dogs are really hard to raise. Hey, Fruity! How are you doing tonight, mister? You being a good boy? Staying out of trouble? But I don't know what it is, but we've had so many problems with her. So I make sure that I know what ingredients are and stuff. But if you ever noticed, Google contradicts itself. They'll tell you to do the chicken and rice as a meal, but then it's not long term for your dogs. Australia comes up underneath where they've done studies that, rice they don't throw at weddings anymore because it supposedly puffs up birds' stomachs. So what is it doing to your dog? And Australia did studies where that's why I like learning what other countries have to say, not just the United States about pet stuff, because you learn stuff. So she did not go to the bathroom. This is what makes me believe the Australian news, because after it binded her up some to get her regulated, she wouldn't go. It said 10 to 24 hours she should have went to the bathroom. It took almost 48 for her to go to the bathroom again. But once she did, it was regular. But she wasn't acting like she had a bellyache. Usually if Roni has a bellyache, she'll eat grass or she'll lay across my husband for comfort on her belly. Like her belly gets real tight. Like now I'm learning, like watching her. And they say when your animals are in pain, if they're really in pain, they usually put their head between their paws and you'll see like their eyes water and stuff. I don't know, but I try to look for signs for her when she can't talk to me. It drives me crazy though. It's like having an infant. You can't get answers. But she's doing really good now. Like we put her back on the kibble. Like I said, I did the rice 3 times, put her back on the kibble. She seems to do really good with her kibble. And they say the kibble is the worst, but it seems like it's the canned foods that gets recalled, because I don't know if something's spoiled in it or what. But I told him it kind of reminds me of a bird flu, because now she's got all that regulated. She's got this mucusy crap coming out of her eyeball. So we got her on medicine for that from the vet. And plus I take a warm washcloth and I wipe it over because her eye was like shut. Like a kid's when it gets that matted stuff. Oh my God, they're like babies, Ty. I swear they are. They're like having kids. CDC, you're crazy. But I don't know. I feel like it's been such a rough time with her. I have never seen a dog go through this. But I love her. She's my baby. But I don't want to seem like a hypochondriac with her. But you don't know what to do sometimes. So we're keeping her on the Stella's kibble, and we're going to watch how she does on it, because sometimes it takes time. Because we thought, we didn't know if it was the can or the kibble. We couldn't tell. Timing's everything. I don't know. But I know it's been a lot of trial and error. My husband says, I wish she would talk. We'd be rich. I said, I don't care to be rich off her talking. I just want her to tell me when she's not feeling good and what her symptoms are. It's so bad. Because I feel so bad for her at times, So I'm going to add this horsey face to the other side, because I think this is pretty. So this is what I mean by these cutters. I just really like how I can get to the small places. But it's like, I felt so bad for her. And then her little butt was sore because of her going to the bathroom. I swear I thought she was going to pop a hemorrhoid. So one thing that I will tell you people, anytime you are burned or anything happens to you, or you have a discomfort of any kind, Bag Balm is freaking awesome. That is the most awesomest stuff ever. So what we would do is we would keep a can of Bag Balm by the door and some baby wipes. And when she come in a couple times, I would treat her, wipe her butt good and treat her, because I was afraid she was getting sore. So she seemed to do better. But when my husband, which a lot of you guys probably don't know this, I don't know if I've ever shared this story on my stream before, but I forget what year it was when we were married when this happened. There was a desk I was looking at in the green tab. We used to have this local paper here. You could post stuff in it for free. And I was looking for a desk for my daughter for school. So I called up my mom and dad because they like going bargain hunting. So we took off. We went bargain hunting together. So my husband was at home watching the kids. Well, he needed a babysitter too, apparently. It was a super duper hot day and it was very humid here. And we had a brush pile in the backyard piled up that needed burned. Well, my husband's not the brightest crayon in the box. He's a good worker, don't get me wrong, but sometimes, he don't have that common sense. So he had a gas can. We don't know if the gas can sat in the sun. We don't really know what happened that day and it overheated or what happened, but he took and dumped a little gas on the brush pile, took a path back some. And he used to be a firefighter, thank God, because he knew what not to do and what to do in this emergency situation. Thank goodness. Didn't even have a chance. He had a lighter, didn't even have a chance to light it, and there was a huge explosion. Well, he ended up singeing off his eyebrows, the ends of his hair. He had third-degree burns up his arms. It was a disaster. I'm not home, mind you. I'm not anywhere near my house. And so this happened, and he didn't realize how bad it was. I got the pieces later. He come in the house because he was in shock and he was numb. He says, I come in the house. He said, I looked in the mirror. I was like, what the hell? All his skin was hanging off his face and his arms and stuff. And he had 100% cotton on a handkerchief on his head. And he had a wife beater on. The t-shirt's 100% cotton. That's what actually saved him from catching on fire was the cotton. He goes down to my neighbor's house because her husband was the fire chief at the time, but he wasn't home. But the ex-fire chief down the road was. And he walked down and she says, I kept asking him what his phone number was over and over again and his dad's phone number to keep him from going into total shock. His skin was still smoking and on fire. It was smoldering. And the ex-fire chief come up and dumped buckets of water on him to put it out. So then he was taken away by ambulance and everything. So I come home and I see like 12 kids in the neighborhood running towards my car, and my neighbor, whose husband was the fire chief, going something about explosion and a fire. And I couldn't make heads or tails of what they were saying because we had the windows down, and I'm looking around and I'm not seeing anything. There's no smoke. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, your husband was in a gasoline fire. I said, what? I mean, then I was trying not to go in shock because my neighbor had my kids. Thank God she was home. So I had them go with my dad. My dad took them to his house, and then I told my mom, just keep me talking. As long as you keep me talking, I'm good. I don't care if it's about the weather. Just keep me talking, keep my mind busy. And I remember walking in circles around the house, gathering his clothes. I'm thinking, what are you doing? He probably can't even put clothes on, Tammy. Just get your ass to the hospital. I remember going down to the hospital. My cousin Bobby worked in the emergency room, and his wife was a nurse. So thank God I had family. I heard him as soon as I walked in the emergency room screaming my name so loud. So I found him, I got to him, and I literally, no movie or documentary can ever prepare you for this shit. It doesn't, for the real life thing experience of walking in and seeing him being peeled alive like a freaking banana. And I'm like in shock. I've never seen anything like this. They were taking forceps thingies and taking his skin off to try to get everything cleaned. And I'm literally holding his head, and he's just shivering the whole time. They had him on morphine, but he could still feel everything. So by the description of what my husband said, when you get Demerol, when you're birthing a baby, you can still feel everything, but your mind's a little in la la land, like you're floating. That's kind of what he described to me being on the morphine, getting peeled alive, was he could feel everything, but he thought he was screaming, at the nurses, but he wasn't. I said, the only thing you were screaming was for me in the room. And I was good watching this whole thing. I was asking my cousin Bobby why he was doing what he was doing. He was telling me they had to get the skin off so infection couldn't come in. And I was like, what's that yellow stuff coming out? And he says, that's your topical fluid. That's actually your healing fluid when you get a cut. He's explaining. And I still remember everything he said because it was keeping me sane. Then his wife, Lisa, come in and she's like, we have to admit him. The only reason why he wasn't life flighted was because he didn't breathe it. He knew as a fireman to turn his face away when the explosion happened. So he only had a pink tit on his throat, and he was so lucky because he never had to have plastic surgery. But you can see the scarring on his skin, like where it's dark. He's not badly scarred, but you can see almost like a suntan around his shirt where the fire actually happened. But yeah, I don't ever want to go through that shit again. I can't even imagine what he felt like because they stuck him in saltwater whirlpool baths for healing purposes. And all I kept telling him is, I can't even imagine. I know what salt feels like when you cut yourself when you're cooking, but I can't even imagine what he went through. And he was in ICU for a really long time. And getting to the story of Bag Balm, that's what they had me treat him with when he come home. They said that you're going to have to take the gauze off and put Bag Balm over his burns. Its stuff is amazing. When my one dog had puppies, which was planned, we bred her on purpose. One time we had a dog that we bred once. And she was a lab and the dad was a husky. The puppies were digging at her skin from milking off of her, and we took Bag Balm and rubbed it because Bag Balm is actually created for cows when they get milked, and we put it on her belly, and it was amazing. But it don't hurt the puppies. There's nothing in it poisonous, so we rubbed it on her belly, and it really helped her. So that's how I know so much about Bag Balm. It's amazing stuff. But yeah, it was a nightmare, guys. I told my husband he's put me through so much crap and his medical problems. I don't have time to get sick. My doctor even told me there was a period of time for 13 years I hadn't even been to see a doctor because I was so busy taking care of my kids and my husband. I didn't have time to see a doctor. But his fire was the worst. Hey, Lillian. There's Pigwood Boss. But I was telling about my experience before you come in when my husband was in his gasoline fire, Lillian. But nothing on TV prepares you for the real life crises. It was awful. But he was lucky. He was very lucky through everything he went through. But he came out of it okay, but it was a long treatment. And I remember when he come home, he says, my hair so greasy. He says, I feel like I could sell it to McDonald's French fries. He can't stand his hair being dirty. So me and his grandmother, we had him turn around. I had a couch, we had to put up a couch bed for him to sleep on. And I had him turn around to the bottom, and we got Johnson's baby shampoo because we didn't want to take the chance of anything stinging his arms. So we washed his hair and Johnson's baby shampoo and rinsed it in a thing. And he's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. But it took a long time for him to recuperate. And then his grandmother proceeded to tell me about his dad. She said his dad was accident prone too. He ran through the yard one time with an axe in his hand as a kid and about chopped his ear off. I thought, oh my gosh, please don't tell me that. He's broken his foot in a high top steel toe boot, How that even happened was crazy. The doctor, he went to work, didn't even realize his foot was broke. And he never stops though. Like he never stops working. He's like a workaholic. He cut the back of his boot open and he tried to go in with a cast. And his boss said, "Go home." He said, "You can't come in here and work with the cast on in your boot." That's my husband. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like when he goes to retire. He can't sit idle. He can't sit still. Oh my god. I think he would enjoy retirement probably for about a week and then he'd be done. He'd be like, "I got to find something else to do." But yeah, he was lucky what he bounced back out of, for sure. But Bag Bomb. So anyways, I joined Pinch Me. We were talking about Bag Bomb. And Pinch Me is a thing that'll send you like free stuff and advertisements. When I first started YouTube, people were telling me about Pinch Me, so I joined it. Well, I love Instagram because I was on Instagram before YouTube. And Instagram was so funny because the companies that came through Pinch Me, they would like donate product. And so when I saw that Bag Bomb was one of their recipients, and I would show you, I had proof on my other account before it was hacked. Hope the hacker is enjoying my glory, little brats. But anyways, I put add Bag Bomb, and I sent them a message. I didn't know if they would see it or not, but I was telling the Pinch Me people, and I used both of their names with the @ symbol, and I said, when my husband was in his gasoline fire, that was the one thing they had me treat his arms with was your product, and it was amazing. Do you know they picked me as a winner for doing that, and they sent me a great big bundle of Bag Bomb for free? My husband was so tickled over that because they have a lip balm that if your lips get chapped, they have the can that you can use when you have dry skin or whatever you want to use it for, chapped. Um, it was really nice of the company, but they sent me a really nice bundle of stuff for free. So I gave it to my husband. I said, "Here, have at it." I said, "See what I won for you," because I told about your gasoline fire story. I didn't tell him the details. I just said that that's what the hospital sent home for me to put on his arms and wrap him. And it was horrible. I was crying when I had to take care of him because it's not like a Band-Aid. You can't just rip it off and put the medicine on him. You had to do it very slowly. And could you imagine what it's like to have a sunburn with aloe, how to do this? And he's like, and he was like, it hurts so bad that I was in tears by this. I said, "Mike, I can't do this. I don't want to hurt you." And he's like, "Well, you have to because I can't do it to myself." And I said, "I know, but it's just horrible because I can't even imagine what you're feeling." And he's like, "Don't worry about it. I'll handle it." But I had to wrap him all the time because the nurses, the way the insurance is, they only covered like, I think 3 days he was allowed to have in-home care from a nurse. And then they had to teach me what to do because his insurance didn't cover it. So then I had to take over what the nurses were doing. But it was an experience for me too, because I think that's why I got into, it helped me when I got into skilled living and in-home private care with people, because I learned certain things to do in emergency situations and things like that. I miss working with my old people. I liked hearing their stories. But that's always been one of my favorite jobs, working with the elderly people and stuff. He said, you should have went into medical care. And my mother always thought I was going to be a vet because I was always doctoring the animals in the neighborhood that got hurt when I was a kid. But I was like, I don't think so. I don't think I could do surgery. I could be a vet, but I couldn't be a vet. I can't picture myself cutting an animal up. So this horsey head is quite huge. I don't know. It doesn't quite fit on the page. Let me see here. Let me try something. Figure down a little bit. Maybe like right there is kind of cute, huh? I like it. So we'll put that right there. I mean, this just fit. But that is my experience with a person in the fire, and I hope it's the last. So I have to give kudos to our firemen and stuff because I can only imagine what those people see on a daily basis. You know, I can't imagine having a job like that. And having to deal with that every day. So we're going to do just a tad bit more off of this to make it fit. I have a lot of appreciation for our emergency personnel people. And I'm over here being dropsy. So how are you and Tracy doing down there? You doing good? I know up here it's been cold. We were at 21 degrees yesterday. It was freezing. What's weird is the sky was really, really dark, almost like snow was coming. But I think everybody's getting it around us. And that happens too. Okay. So let's get this back over here. So there we go. We got a horsey head. All I going to do is glue it. I love these old calendars. They have the coolest stuff. Now I got to wrap gifts. I think it's what I'm going to work on. My Christmas card pile is up and running. Fruity, if you want a Christmas card for me, email me your address. I keep telling everybody, if you want a Christmas card, send your address to Tammy's Makeup Treats at gmail.com. And I'll send a Christmas card. I have 60 by the door ready to go. I just got to mail them out. I love sending cards. Cards can be used for crafting too. Okay. So we got to get this on here. We got the ears, the face. I got to get it back enough where it doesn't interfere with the hole. So when I turn the page, I hear ya. But I will. I'll mail you a card. I know some people try to send me an email on Tammy's Passions, but I'm sorry, I don't own that Gmail. Here's my email at gmail.com. Tammy's Makeup Treats. It's definitely a cute email. I think that email is cute. And if you want a Christmas card, I will send it. So that is adorable. So this is my page today. I decoupaged this earlier. And then I added this. And this all came from this handy dandy calendar. And then Lillian sent me a couple small ones. She sent me some small pages I need to bring down here and use too. But I like cutting up. Not too big. Because sometimes these horses are big. But like I had to cut a lot off of that horse to get that horse head on there. But I like cutting them out of calendars and added them to my book because I think they're so cool. I like that horse too. That horse is pretty. I really love this one with the nose squirting snow. I might have to cut him out. Him or her. Both of these horses are pretty. This is a 2019 calendar. So we're going to cussy cut this one out because I think he's cute. He's got some snow on his whiskers. So we're going to try to give him some cute curvy moves. YouTube streets have been pretty quiet here lately, but then I haven't been on. There are some channels that are having some difficulties with people fighting and trolling. CDC, but I don't really know them that well. But you're always going to have drama somewhere. You know, somewhat. It's a given, I guess. But I was extremely busy over Thanksgiving. And then my daughter was sick with COVID, so we had to cancel the big Thanksgiving dinner we had as far as going to their house. So we decided to do a porch pickup. So I made pies and she cooked with her husband and my other daughter because she's staying there. So they did the dinner and then we went over to the house and picked up the food and dropped off the pies. So we still had a good dinner. COVID just keeps getting, a lot of people keep getting sick still. You know, isn't he cute? I love that face. Okay, now where are we going to put him? So we get that horse there. You know, I might be able to finagle in. Let me see. Let me see. I'm going to try to get creative here. And for you that don't know me, horses are my love. I have been a horse person since I was a child. And you just, once you get the fever, you just don't lose it. I love all animals, but there's something about a horse. They're just my favorite. And CDC, I don't know if you guys were in here earlier. One of these days, I got to get my pictures down here of the horse I had. His name was Deacon, and he looked like one of these. He was Arabian Appaloosa with a black mane and tail. He had a baby soft gray. He was beautiful. I got pictures of him upstairs. I'll have to show him off one of these days. Boy, do I miss him. Horses were my people. I would get up in the mornings from daylight, sun up to sundown. We had this guy that lived down the road that had a bunch of ponies and horses. And then there was another guy that had another horse named White Cloud. God, I used to love hanging out in the field. Us kids used to have a place we used to meet in our neighborhood. We called it the Fallen Tree. It was a tree that slid and it landed. The way it landed, it was like on a hill and it came down and it was over a stream below a horse pasture where White Cloud was. I could get on that horse and just grab his mane, no bridles or nothing, and he was one of the best horses. He would just let you ride him through the field. He was awesome. He used to follow me everywhere. And I just love them. I could hang out with horses all day. I keep telling my kids I want to go to Maryland to see the Chincoteague ponies. I read all the stories. My whole library when I grew up was Misty of Chincoteague, Stormy, all the horses. I had one about a Bronco buster named Midnight. I could tell you all the horse books I ever owned. I lent him to a friend and their house burnt down. And all my horse books got burnt up. It was awful. Some of them I'll probably never get back again. I had one called Hard Luck Horse. It was about a horse barrel racer. Why is it we remember stuff like that? I don't know. But I used to have a heck of a horse collection. And I just rebought Misty of Shinkatig's collection and gave it to my granddaughter for her birthday because my granddaughter loves horses. She takes after me, one of the twins. She's a left-hander. Her favorite color is blue, and she loves horses. That's my Livia. She takes after her Nana. And I think they came up with the name Nana. My grandson, Steven, I think he was asking for a banana. And Nana came out of him. And it was the name my grandkids started calling me. So I'm their Nana. I thought that was funny, though. Okay. So we have this horse that was off the same picture. Got to line him up, not on the hole. Let's see if we can do this, people. Okay. Put him here. How cool is that? A freaking layer of the same two horses, but I cut them down where they fit. Okay, so we're going to glue them in. I like it. Okay. I love glue books. Glue books are fun. And Mousy Deb, thank you so much for making this book for me because I love this book. I don't know if you'll ever come in and watch this live. I'll have to tell you through Facebook. But I freaking love this book. Like, this was the best Christmas present ever. I turned around and bought the same book. And I bought off a Hobby Lobby. And I made my dad a really beautiful train book. Like this horse one. He loves it. Except I did his different. I put blueprints of train stations that I bought in sleeves, and then I put notebook paper because my dad uses his to fill out bills. And I made it for him for Father's Day, and he was like, "Oh, this is so pretty." Nothing like homemade presents, you know. Scoot you over here. He's so pretty. I want to go horse trailing. Last time I rode a horse, I was in Tennessee. I went horse trailing in Tennessee by Douglas Dam. We went to Dollywood. That was my dream wedding. I keep telling my husband, why didn't you give me my freaking dream wedding? I want to get married on horseback. That'd be so flipping awesome. Can you imagine sitting up on a horse and having like a fluffy looking dress all around the horse and dressing the horse up with a really pretty fluffy bridle? That'd be so cool. Maybe that's what I should do. Go to Tennessee and have a vow renewal. That'd be cool. Okay. Let me take. Now we're going to scoot you over here. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. Glue this down here. And then take the little happy shears over here. I'm going to give it a little trim on the bottom because this little piece is hanging over. That's good. Alrighty then. Isn't that pretty? Look how pretty that is. My little horsey faces next to my pretty butterflies. I don't know what I'm going to do on those pages yet. Let's see what other... I like this one too. A few of my favorite things. Now what am I add to that page yet? I don't know. Sweet. Oh, that's a pretty page. Let me see. Do I have anything else to add? You know, I think I might. Do one more. Yeah, I like this one. In the memory of my deacon, my pretty baby. Which one? I like this one. So let's do this. See if I can get this one. I'm going to do this one a little different. Let's see what this looks like with the outline. Just to be able to keep, oh, come on, cooperate paper. Just to keep a little flair. We'll do this one like this. Ooh, I don't know if this will turn out, but we'll see. see here. Oh no. Come on, paper, cooperate. Let me shapely cut this out. Come on. Quit to being a pen. I kind of like the silhouette image. What you think? What you think? I like it. You like it? I like it. I think it's pretty. So, okie dokie. Take him. Come on, glue. Look, I gotta squeeze to get this glue out. Aleena's glue is not my favorite to use in these bottles. I like the tip for small projects, but you really gotta squeeze the bottle to get this glue out. Alrighty. That's pretty. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. Get the little edges. I've been watching Flea Market Flips on Hulu. Boy, is that show good. There's a project I want to work on, and I'm thinking about filming it so I can add a different one of my crafts to my YouTube channel. I've done something like it before. Not exactly, but I've repurposed a piece of furniture before. But I want to try something new. I don't know if it'll be a flop or not, but I think it would be cool to film. So I'm thinking about it. Just going to make the time, but it'll probably be after the holidays. So that might be something in the future to look forward to. Okay. So that looks good so far. Okay, just knock stuff over too. So that's my work in my horsey book tonight. I knocked over my glue bottle. I'll go over here wiping out my paints. There was a new paint I wanted to try tonight too. But I forgot to bring it downstairs. We got some new paints in to play with. But there was a couple pages I wanted to work on tonight. Get this done too. Put my horsey book away. I have a nice plastic container I store it in so the freaking spiders don't get in if it's down here. We need to go away. I've got a nice big bag I store my horsey in. Okay, hold on a minute. I gotta stand up and readjust my cushion. All right. I'm not gonna do gesso. On this page, I want to see how this turns out without gesso. But I am gonna need my water. All right. And I'm going to take a drink of water. I should gesso it, but I'm going to try it without it. Oh, what color do I want to go in with? Let's see here. Let's water the brush. We're going to do a smudgy page. Without gesso. It's like a dreamsicle orange. Did I put you guys to sleep yet? Is anybody even left in here? Okay. Yeah, here your arm. Well, that looks different. Without the gesso. Quite interesting. Okay. On the other side. Let me think. Let's try this color. Not exactly sure. It's like not letting off any color. Very pale. Just mix these two. It's coming off real pale. I can't tell. It's almost like a blue-green. definitely a pastel for sure. Or maybe it's more like a gray blue. I don't know. Come on. Definitely interesting. I'm really digging in too. It's really pale. It's in the greens, but I don't know. Maybe like a green gray color. It's really, really pale. Let's see. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know. Yeah, look at that. It's really gives an interesting feel to the page. For sure. Check mark the count. What's that mean? What's that mean, Fruity? Huh. That's wild. You know, Twitter used to be like if you were famous or whatever, you could have that blue mark. And now anybody can get them. They have subscriptions now on what Twitter used to be, where you pay for people like you do over here on the join button. But I guess anybody can have like a blue account. Isn't that wild? I don't know. Google and YouTube is weird. I can't keep up with all their changes. I don't know what they're doing from one day to the next. Look at that color though. Like this was the white. And if you can see it or not, it's almost like a blue gray. It's there, even though down here it doesn't look like I did anything to it. So I'm going to skip these pages till those dry. I'm going to go back here. I kind of want to test something. I don't know if you can do whole pages with this or not. Let me see. I think this would be hard to spread. I want to do something different though, because I keep doing the same. Let me see. This here I probably would have to do in a box. I want to try it though. I want to investigate. Let me get, I don't know how this would turn out with gesso. Let me think about it here for a second. Get my gesso brush ready. We're going to explore. Isn't that what it's all about, right? I've been wanting to try something, but I've been afraid to do it. And I don't want to be afraid, damn it, because I don't want to mess up my book. But you know what? We're just going to do it. Since it's my first mixed media, I want to play. You get some gesso here. I'll put a little bit in the lid because it's a pain in the butt constantly dipping. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to see what it does. We're going to experiment, Fruity. And you can say we did it on Tammy's channel because I've never done this. So this is going to be interesting to see how this turns out. I want to play with something new. Can't help myself. Want to be a scientific experimenter. Okay. I don't know, Fruity. I lost track of YouTube. I know they have it where if you get 1 million views or something, I don't know, on one of your shorts, who knows? Maybe somebody was sucking up. While your son's asleep, what's he do? Mess up the hallway? That's funny. How old is your son? I miss my kids being little. I used to have this Scooby-Doo lit. When you squeezed its ear, it would talk. And every Christmas morning, I was worse than the kids. I couldn't stand it, Fruity, because they weren't awake fast enough for me. I was more excited than they were to see their faces on what they got. So I would lay the Scooby-Doo on their staircase and squeeze its ear so it would talk and wake them up. And for years, the kids thought it was my cats stepping on the ears and it was Mom. Because I had 2 cats that lived to be 21 and 22 years old. So, like I said, years. Because I was so excited. It was just like, wake up, kids. Come and see what Ho-Ho brought you. Oh my gosh. I love being a giant kid. Can't help it. Well, how old's your son? Get back here. Tell me how old your son is. I love it when they're little. I miss those days. So anyways, I had bought these off of somebody's sale. I think it was Paula's. And I have not had a lot of chance to really experiment with these. So we're going to get my handy dandy box so I don't make a mess. And we're going to lay this in here. And these are sprays called Tattered Angels. Tattered Angel chalkboard. Ooh, this one's a pretty one. So is this one. So we're going to play with these too. The one thing about these, you have to make sure they're not clogged. So you can't shake them up and down. They have to be shook side to side. Because if you shake them up and down, you can clog the sprayers. I heard so much about these, but I haven't had a chance to play with them yet. So we're going to try this color, Dragonfly, it's called. And this color is what? Red Tulips. And the names are hard to find on some of these items. So we're going to shake, shake, shake side to side. Get them all worked up. Shake, shake, shake. And then I'm going to take a baby wipe, just in case. I'm going to wipe around the nozzle part. Okay. Of that one. And then this one. Okay. Okay, let me see. Ready? Here we go. Ooh, wow. Oh my word. Look at that. Wow. That gives a real grunge. Okay, now we're going to do this one on this page. Oh, this is so awesome. Okay, ready? Oh, come on. Wow. This is awesome. I got to wait before I close them. Oh, this is going to be a fun mixed media page for sure. Hold on. Forgot to wipe this one before I shut it. I always try to keep my nozzles clean. Wow. Wow. That is some color. Oh my word. That is cool. That is really cool. So I'll leave them both open. Metro! Thank you so much. Yes, I took a break for the holidays because I had a lot of baking and stuff to do. My daughter had COVID. We usually have the dinner at her house, so we did a porch swap. Her and her family cooked the dinner, and we took and swapped. She made us doggy bags, and then we took our pies over and did a swap for dinner for Thanksgiving. Did you have a good Thanksgiving, Metro? Okay, so then I have, let me see here. Abominable Snowman. Oh, I don't know. That looks kind of gray looking. I don't know. This one here is called Dazzling Diamonds. So I think I'm going to test this one, being that it looks like a lighter color than the Snowman one, which is really strange. We wipe the nozzle. I'm going to shake it and then spray it over both of these other colors to see what happens. Thank you, Metro. How are you and your girlfriend doing? Ooh, ooh. Okay. Didn't really show up a whole lot. Let's see what this one does. Hey, I'm game to experiment. Let me see. This one's called Abominable Snowman. I don't know if this will give off another color or not, but we shall see. Ready? Come on, work. Oh. That one kind of gives off a, I don't know, like a shimmer, maybe? I don't know. But I know one thing, I'm going to have to clean off my thing because it didn't stay in the box. So we're going to move this. It gave it a mixed glow. It's sad. I'm even over here painting my laptop. See? That's how much red came off. My laptop's got splatters on it too. It's ridiculous. Look how pretty. I'm going to have to clean this up better. Let me see. I wanted to experiment, and boy, did I ever. Really? Spiders, why can't you stay out of the holes? These freaking spiders down here are ridiculous. They keep going into the holes of my paper towels. See how much of this I can clean up. much of that came up. Oh my goodness. I'm like a messy Marvin. I hope it didn't splatter on nothing else around me. Ah, well, that's nice. Yes, they are very much so. Well, I'm glad you had a good holiday. I tried to catch some of it on Facebook. Oh, Cracker Barrel. Yum. I haven't been to Cracker Barrel since I was in Florida. I actually miss it. We'd have to travel here to get the one. I don't have one local. We have a comic book store up the road from me. One of my friends I grew up with, her ex husband owns one. Let's see what my dryer does. I know before he opened the store, he kept asking me if I had comic books, and I didn't have any. And I got asked a lot if I had anime. I know anime is popular. Man, I am really liking how this page on the left is turning out. Let's give it a little bit of a smudge look. This is cool looking. Well, this was my first time kind of messing with tattered sprays. I have alcohol inks yet to play with too. This was different. I have no clue how long this takes to dry, but it is definitely shiny. Look at my box. Inside the box. My spray box. Let's see, I like the drips. Yeah, they turned out pretty cool over gesso. Very shiny. Thank you, Metro. You're so sweet. Look, it leaked through the page behind. So one thing we learned, gesso does not stop the tattered spray. It didn't leak through on this, thank goodness, because I got good paint. But yeah, it did leak through there. Yes, Cracker Barrel does have good food. Another place I'm yet to try here is Chick-fil-A. My one grandson talks about it quite a bit. I've never been to a Chick-fil-A. My favorite restaurant here is Texas Roadhouse. Their cactus blossoms are so good. I always ask them to make it extra crispy. This is interesting. Leaked a little bit through the next page. Thank gosh this is a mixed media book, but experimenting is fun on mixed media items. So this was definitely interesting. How fast is this dry? Still a little bit more wetness. It's coming off, so I have to wait. This is probably going to have to be one of those pages that dries overnight. But that was pretty cool. I'm glad I did it, even if it did leak through. That was fun. Happy accidents is what we call. Thank you. I'm really liking this book for my first mixed media book. This was a lot of fun to do. It was different. I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone into something new. I never thought that I would be a mixed media person. Tina made me do it. She did. I watch her, and it was really cool seeing some of the things that she comes up with, and I thought, well, I'm going to try it, and I like it. I do get back busy into creating some stuff after the holidays, so I got stuff ready to go in my Etsy store. I just got to take pictures and upload it and do videos on my crafty styles for that one. I'm trying to grow my crafty styles to 1K, but I'm trying to do it the good way, Metro. The right way to network. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that channel. This says chalky finish. This paint feels awful liquidy. Maybe because it's not paint. I'm gonna have to look this up. Chalky finish. It says something about deco art and mentions gesso. But it looks like liquid. Like it doesn't look like paint. That's weird. It's too runny to be paint. Does paint go bad? Yeah, it says it paint. I don't know though, because it's not thick. It's really runny. I don't know if paint goes bad or not. This doesn't look like my normal paint. It's too wet. Look. It's like, look at that liquid. Paint's usually thicker than that. I don't know. Doesn't look healthy. Yeah, I heard their stuff was really good at Chick-fil-A. Like really nice and crispy, but I've never tried it. And Texas Roadhouse, we always get the 8-ounce sirloin with shrimp. And they put a piece of lemon, and I squeeze the lemon over the shrimp. It's so good with lemon juice. And then we get the cactus blossom, but I always get ranch for the dip. I like it dipped in ranch better. And I always get baked potato with sour cream. Oh, so good. As a matter of fact, I got steaks upstairs I need to lay out for dinner and make it here. And I have baked potatoes upstairs. Baked potatoes are really good in the air fryer. I have my air fryer up to the highest temperature and I poke holes in the potato and I put it in the air fryer and cook it for an hour. However long, it takes, because it takes a while. And sometimes it's not completely done depending on the size of the potato. So you might have to put it in for an extra 20 minutes or a half an hour. But all I know is baked potatoes are so good coming out of the air fryer. They're delicious. Did you get to see the folder I made? I took a regular vanilla folder. Look what I did with it. I took and mixed media'd it. I played with different colors. I really love how this page turned out. This page is really cool looking. It almost messes with your eyeballs. It's like a 3D color. And then this is the back. But I think this is really cool. I had fun doing this. Then I found these. I have this Christian bookstore catalog that comes in the mail. And I wanted to see what these were about. These are really cool. Christianbookstore.com. They have these boxes and they're filled with these different things that you can color. I thought these were really cute. And there was a seller on here that would put these in as a thank you gift. They were like little cards you could color. And I'm wondering if this is where she got them. I love this one here. Love the word hope. And it says, as for me, I will always have hope. I will praise you more and more. Psalm 71:14. It has scriptures, but you can color. I love this hot air balloon. All things are possible for one who believes. Mark 9:23. These are so cool. I really like these. And it says on the box, share God's blessing of faith, hope, and love with 44 exquisitely designed cards to color, keep, or give away. Isn't that cute? I thought that was cute. Man, my phone is way behind. My thing is, I have too many goals. Metro. I have like a bucket list a mile long. I got so much stuff I need to do. I always tell my kids I'm going to be late for my own funeral because I'm always busy. These are my Faber-Castell. I really love these. These came from Germany. I did not realize that when I bought these, that's where these were from. But I ordered some for my grandkids for Christmas. I hope they're not watching this. So they'll have a set. The girls, I did. I think they'll enjoy these. They liked mine when I had them at the house. They're like, I was worried about them not having markers, and they were wanting my markers. I want to use yours. So I got them just the primary colors. Sycamore. My hubby must be home. She's upstairs barking. So funny when he comes to the door. She stands at the door and barks at it till he walks in. I'm about to get a video of her. You hear her? She's upstairs. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. I hear her romping across the floor. These cards are cute. Let me see if I can focus in a little more. They are adorable. I just love the word hope. I miss my cat Hope. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? These cards are really pretty. Coloring is so relaxing to me. I feel like I'm doing an ASMR video. They say these markers are guaranteed never to go dry. That if you leave a cap on for 24 hours, all you have to do is dip it in water and it rejuvenates them. Isn't that cool? I didn't realize when I bought these off of a live sale that they came from Germany. But you save money when you order them through Amazon for sure. I think these are cute to color. And then you can add them to like your glue book or something. Or I could add it to my horse book. Brown. This is cool. Love the color that these give off. I like these and the acrylic painters I got from Temu. They give off such pretty colors. stretch my legs out a little bit. What color do I do those? Let's see what these look like. And that'll show up. Probably not. Guess I could go. What other color could I use for that? Let's try this bright yellow. Yeah, that'll work better. It doesn't really show up. Do this. I don't know if I want to use this color. Let me think about it. Let's do a lighter color over here. That's pretty. I'm going to do black in the middle of this. Okay, that turned out cool. And then what will I do? Let's try this color. Ooh, that's cool looking. Take an accent. Interesting. Let's do a baby blue. I'm trying to use every color in the pack. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I'm trying. I'll line this with some gray. And then, can I outline that with maybe this color? Go my sleeve. Where was that one piece? Oh, right here. This is supposed to be gold. And then I made those pop. And there we go. Look how pretty that is. I like it. It's gorgeous. Try to use different colors. And this will be saved for my horse journal. Thinking that I was working in earlier, I'll put this in another day. And I had 4 colors left that I didn't use. That was pretty interesting. So christianbookstores.com. Get yourself. They have different ones. But I seen the word hope on that, and I thought, yes, I'm gonna get it and try it. So these are cute. They'd make a nice gift for somebody too that's a crafter. I'll have to remember that. Those would make cute stocking stuffers. Even though I don't use stockings, I have mailboxes lined up upstairs for all 6 grandkids. They like mail. So I bought mailboxes. I can only imagine what my carrier thought when they shipped them. One of them was broken into. They probably thought I was trafficking drugs or something. Thinking, what the heck is a person ordering 6 mailboxes for? But it's fun because they're all decorated with their names on the front. And then Christmas, that's what they love to open. They love their mailboxes. All because Olivia playing with her little plastic house saying, I got mail. And then the idea was born. I made mailboxes up for them. And then I'll put the flag up. And it's really cute because I hang an ornament on it every Christmas, so they get a new Christmas ornament. So that was cute. Alrighty, people. So it is time for me to say goodnight. I gotta go. Thank you so much, Metro, for the compliments. And I hope you got your cleaning done, Fruity. I don't know who else is in here. But anyways, whoever's lurking, take care. And I'll see you soon. Hopefully Friday on my crafty styles. And if you feel inclined, share that channel out so that I can get more people on it because I'm growing. I wanted to grow. It's doing good so far. But I can't wait. So it'll be fun to see who shows up. And take care. Bye. Whatever time zone you're in. I hope you're having a great one. I'll see you soon.